Ever wonder what happens to the cars that almost made it? The ones that dazzled at auto shows, sparked rumors, and looked like they were built for tomorrow. Chevrolet has a long history of dreaming big, but not every dream leaves the prototype floor. In fact, some of their boldest ideas, mid-engine layouts, digital dashboards, gas turbines, came and went decades before the public ever got close. These '09 rare Chevys were born from pure imagination, and while they never reached production, they left behind echoes in the designs we see today. Some were beautiful, some were bizarre, all of them unforgettable. Let's take a closer look at the strange, brilliant machines Chevy showed the world, then quietly shelved.
Car number 1, the 1963 Chevrolet Testudo. Imagine a car so radical it stopped traffic. Literally. That was the Testudo, a one-off concept built by the legendary Italian house Bertone and shown at the Geneva Motor Show. Underneath the wild shell, a modified Corvair chassis and a 2.4-liter flat six making just 81 horsepower. Yeah, it wasn't fast, but it looked like it came from a sci-fi film. Designed by a young Giorgetto Giugiaro, the Testudo had this sleek space-age vibe, wraparound windshield, pop-up headlights, hidden taillights, and a full glass canopy that flipped forward. Oh, and that name? Testudo means turtle in Latin. Fitting, since the body had a shell-like crease all the way around. Inside was just as weird. Inverted L-shaped instrument panel, a rectangular steering wheel, and deep reclining seats that made getting in a challenge. Unless you were Giugiaro, who famously drove it to pick up his wife and caused such a crowd it took him 20 minutes just to get out. It was later wrecked during a film shoot, forgotten in a warehouse, then resurrected in the 90s and sold at auction in 2011 for over $500,000. Not bad for something built on a Corvair.
Car number 2, 1962 Corvair Monza GT. Next up, the Monza GT. A car so futuristic it made production Corvairs look ancient. With a mid-engine layout, yes, really, forward-tilting canopy, fixed seats with adjustable pedals, and a dashboard covered in crackle-finish paint. This thing was dripping in cool. The 102-horsepower engine was flipped ahead of the transaxle for better weight balance. Combine that with double wishbone suspension and four-wheel disc brakes, and you've got a serious engineering showcase, decades ahead of its time. The sleek profile and rear cowl, they'd eventually show up on later Corvairs. But this beauty stayed a concept. Shame.
Car number 3, 1964 Chevy 2 Supernova.
Think of it as a Nova, but reimagined as a full-blown concept cruiser. The Supernova debuted in '64, just as the Mustang was stealing headlines, yet this long, low, fiberglass fastback still made an impression. It was nearly 7 inches longer, 6 inches lower, and sat on a standard Nova chassis. Finished in a dazzling Firefrost silver, it had 0 exterior door handles, just hidden buttons that triggered solenoids. Inside, it screamed ready for the road. Though it didn't lead to the Camaro, its DNA showed up in the second-gen Nova. Some even nicknamed it the Shark.
Car number 4, 1967 Chevrolet Astro I.
Now this was a shape designed to slice through the wind. The Astro I was a fiberglass sculpture with a low-slung profile, a rear-mounted Corvair engine, and not a radiator in sight. That meant designers could push the envelope and create something that looked straight up alien in 1967. It was more than a pretty face. It represented Chevy's obsession with airflow. And once again, the humble Corvair was right at the center of the madness. Car number 5, 1968 Astro II, a 400-horsepower mid-engine V8 Corvette. In the 60s? You're not dreaming. The Astro II, born from GM design and GM research, was as close as we got to a real mid-engine vet back then. It packed a 427 cubic inch big block behind the driver, used a reverse-spinning Pontiac Tempest transaxle, and could pull 10 grams on the skid pad. That's serious grip. So why wasn't it built? Simple. Front-engine Corvettes were selling like hotcakes. But the Astro II made one thing clear. GM was thinking way ahead. Number 6, 1969 Astro III. Now this is where things get wild. The Astro III didn't just look like a jet, it basically was one. It had a tricycle layout, a turbine engine, and a canopy that opened like a fighter jet cockpit. Rearview mirror? Try closed-circuit TV. Interior? Full-on aviation mode. Designers Paul Lonberger and Bob Larson gave it curves, cuts, and wings that matched GM's Bill Mitchell's futuristic vision. If you squint, you could almost picture it lifting off the runway. Car number 7, 1983 Bertone Ramaro. Italy meets Detroit. Bertone took a brand new C4 Corvette and reimagined it as the Ramaro, which means green lizard in Italian. Fitting, since the interior was wrapped in green, reptile-textured leather. It had sliding doors, a radical console, and a Euro-style face with shrunk overhangs. And even though it never made it to market, it proved the Corvette could wear a tuxedo if it wanted to. Car number 8, 1984 Chevrolet Citation 4. Let's fast forward to the 80s. The Citation 4 was a compact concept packed with early digital tech. Bar graph displays, a projected speedometer, and pod-mounted controls near your fingertips. It ditched carbs for electronic fuel injection and sat lower thanks to a transverse-mounted 2.8-liter V6, sleek, smart, and way ahead of its time. Car number 9, 1987 Blazer XT1. Off-road beast? Check. Digital dashboard? Check. Airplane yoke instead of a steering wheel? Also check. The Blazer XT1 came with 3 electronic differentials, 4-wheel steering, and a turning radius tighter than most compact cars. The interior looked like a spaceship. It was built by GM's advanced vehicle engineering team and showed what Chevy thought SUVs might become. Part truck, part tech lab. Some cars live forever in our memories, even if they never hit the road. These Chevys weren't built to sell. They were built to dream, to push the edge, to ask, what if? And even though they never made it to production, they helped shape where we went next. If one of these machines spoke to you, drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you love rare concepts, hidden history, and bold design, go ahead and subscribe, because there's plenty more coming. The next video on your screen. It's Ford's turn in the spotlight. Thanks for taking this ride with me. And until next time, keep chasing the cars we almost had.